Hey guys, welcome back to P3D, and we're down here at London City Airport and a FlyBe. I know it's not the Q400, but I don't have that for prepared version 4, so I'm in the Twin Otter, Aerosoft Twin Otter X extended actually, and we're off to Cardiff today, as you might have seen at the thumbnail and the title of the video. Passenger doors are open and cargo doors are open. GSX slightly works, it just brings a little car around and does its thing. So let's jump into the cockpit. We've also got a checklist up here, which we can set everything. So it says control locks needs to be off. Parking brake is already set. There you go. Fire handles are in, as you can see, so we can tick that. Emergency fuel switches are normal. Emergency pumps are off, which are down here. These two, they're off. These pumps are off, which are these ones here. The static source is normal, and the vent fan is off. Inverter switch, we selected one, which is back up here. De-icing is not needed. Cabin lighting and signs. That means turning on no smoking, fasten seatbelts, and also the anti-collision light. Bleed air switches are off. Pitot heats are off. Generator switches are off. If they're not like the correct, it will come up with the red X, which is pretty good. Bus tie switches are normal. Flap handles are all the way up. As you can actually as well, you can see where the flaps are here, and this is where the flap handle is. And we can go fuel levers are off. You can see here that's on, and so it doesn't X. So you do them off. And it's green. Propeller levers, see it's red, and you pin all the way forward. It's blue, green. Power levers are idle. Windshield wipers are on this side of the overhead here, and landing lights are off. Ignition switches are normal, which is over here. DC master on. Before we do that, actually, let's go and get just. No, wait. Go away, I didn't mean to do that. Okay. God damn it. Reset. Alright, sorry about that. And let's retry this then. So request boarding. Boarding is requested. I want it by Menzies. There you go. It's proper pushback. We won't need pushback anyway. We're just going to go straight out. So we can just depart without pushback. Look, see that got that little baggage there. And like I said, you get a little van that comes up, which is here. This is the passenger van. They all get in this little tiny plane, which is pretty cool. So let's continue the rest of the stuff. When I click. Oh, landing lights are on. So, DC master, come on. External batteries, we go to battery. And bus voltage is checked, and 18 volts minimum. Which I have no idea where to check that, to be honest. I should find out. Oh, is it that down there? No, that's fuel. I should find it. It's up here, here it is. So yeah, DC voltage is way above 18. That's good. Caution lights are checked. Fire detection. Test. So we can test that going up there, and the fire bell. We can mute that. Fuel quantity and indicators. Turn off the detection and do that. So fuel quantity is checked, and there's a test. So that's tested. Next. Engine starts next. So let's wait for everything to be loaded. It should ding me when boarding's completed. Passengers have boarded. Boarding has been completed, so we can actually go to this page and close the doors. There we go, doors are closed. Come back to this page. and go for engine start. So we don't need to push back actually. Let's go and start the engines. Can I say departure without pushback? Yes, okay. Have a good trip. Okay, fuel levers are off, prop levers are full forward, idle on the power levers, boost pumps can go on, and start switch. So that is engine right. So hit that. That means the fuel lever can come in, and the prop lever right is full forward as it is meant to be. Once this comes back to start, we'll start the left and get everything started up. That's left, and the fuel lever can come on all the way. Prop levers wait for full forward, and we can turn the generators on once this is switched back to normal. So generators can come on now, and this is after engine start. So compass and gyros, well, they're coming alive, so that's checked. Caution lights are checked. See if things there. All generators are set. Altimeters and clocks are set. So 1010 apparently is the QNH. If I double check with active sky, that'll tell me yes. Alright. That's taxi checks. Let's get rid of that. So what I want to do now is go into Flight Planner and plan the flight today. So we're going to go from EGLC, London City. London City would be nice. There we go. And taking off on 27. Is that correct? 28 apparently, according to Aerosoft Miss Things Woody Boo. I don't know what I just said. I really don't know. Aerox cycles are not synced together. So ICAO code of the arrival is EGFF, which is Cardiff, and we can activate that. Obviously there's no runway. There's the flight today. We do IFR, low altitude, finding a route. This could take some time apparently. So we're going to go cruising at 20,000 feet, and that's our route today. So then we can just click save. And I can just bang it into not prepared version 4. Let's keep it in this files page. Okay and okay. Do you want to move your aircraft to the departure airport listed? No. Because that just take me to runway 27, which I do not want. And then now it's on. Now that's literally going straight to my active sky and so yeah. Alright. Let's get everything ready now. So taxi checks. We can go taxi. We'll clear the taxi. So park and brake. It's released down there. Just hit it on my joystick, so you might not be able to see it. So we're going to bring in a bit of power to get this thing going. And actually, I don't have the charts loaded on my iPad, so I'm going to have to go top down and find out 27's this one down here. Right. Charts loaded up on my iPad. Bringing up some more power. Let's get going. So we're coming to the runway here, I'd say. Because I don't actually have the charts yet. No, we can keep going down. We can go down to Echo. Why is this plane so hard to taxi? I always have problems with this plane when I'm taxiing. So, don't think I'm bad, okay? We're gonna go SIDS, RNAV SIDS down to... Can we do that in the radio? South. Yeah, apparently do a north SID. There you go, that's enough power. Yeah. So CPT SID. let's see if that works in here. So actually I might as well just turn on this, and here it is. So can we do SIDS? We do that to GPS, that means autopilot would work. Message, clear. And program. Might as well approach and stuff. So I can't really do that. Like, I don't even know how to use this GPS, to be honest. You know what, I could just fly the SID without even actually having to put it in. Okay, I just put too much power into the engine just then. Oh dear. There's a BA A320 just there. Or 19, didn't quite see it. So that flight plan can go. We can just keep it on this page. We fly the own SID for today. So the heading is runway 27 is 273. We did actually need to do all this. So brakes, we just hit the brakes for a certain amount of time. There we go. Nose wheel steering is checked. So you can see it's moving like that. And gyros are checked. So they're all good. And we come back over here. Go to the runway. Clocks. So what we can do is mode. That's the timer. And we click that button to, I think, starts the timer. Hopefully. Run up checkers, parking brake, so we can get going. This plane, I am the worst taxier in the world. Come on. Okay, sorry about being quiet. I'm just trying to work out why this plane is so bad at taxiing. Or is it just me? I've never really flown a big prop plane before. Props are not like the 777. And my taxiing in it is amazingly bad. I think it's the wind. What's the wind like here today? 8 knots at 340. Yeah, I got a bit of a crosswind. I'll go right to the end of the runway. We won't go onto that in a little bit there. Just turn around. Right. So when we leave this airport, we will be on a heading of 273. There's actually no way to do this. Let me keep it on that view. Right. How about we not do the SID? Let's just get going. There's no point. So, parking brake is set. And that would do the run-up check, which is perfect. And we don't have to do any tests or anything. So this before takeoff, trim is set, flaps will be 10. You can see it coming down here to 10. You can see it just stop there, which is very good. Flight instruments are checked, radios are not set, so let me go and set all the radios. Actually, I'm not going to set the radios, I'm going to show you what this plane can do. If you right click it, it's all voice, which is pretty cool, and it's going to set standard, and this can come to on. So propeller levers are full forward, also feather, which is this one right here, and that's done. Engine instruments are checked, all here. Everything's looking perfect. We need left and right is as required, and de-ice is as required, which they do not need to be required. Lineup checks. Flight controls are free. Good, good. Transponder is on. Landing lights are not on. Let me just go and set the heading of 273. So I'm going to work that a bit. So if you go west, which is 27. So that is exactly west, so that's 271, 2 and 3, that's 273. So we can do is activate heading mode on that. And no, leave it off for now. No, keep it on, keep it on. There you go, it's just realigning all the flight director there. Soon, landing lights can come on. Strobe lights can come on, which is back up here. I should have also set the position lighting on. And caution lights are as appropriate. Land runway and heading, we're taking off runway 27 and the heading of departure is 273. And this is after takeoff, so we can get rid of that and we should be getting on our way. So release the parking brakes and let's bring the throttle all the way forward. So let's get a steady 50%. And we can hear it spooling up and then we go all the way to takeoff. And this plane does not take long to take off. Let's try and get in the centre line as possible. And rotate speed is now. That was like 90 knots or something. We are in the air. And let's try and keep on that heading. Once it gets to 400 feet, we'll do the auto takeoff checklist. So there we go. Auto takeoff checklist, flaps can come up, auto feather will be off. Climb power will be set soon, nose wheel steering, yaw damper can come on. And signs as required, landing lights are off. Like so. So climb power is set. And we bring the nose down. There's the futuristic building. I have no idea what the O2, isn't it? Yeah, I think it's the O2. I actually don't know my things. Oh, we can actually set this altitude to 20,000 feet. I should have done it down at the airport. So let's go and set it now. So it's 20,000 feet. And let's just try and keep in this flight director. And let's just keep climbing. We have no autopilot for now. And then we can do some hand flying, it'll be pretty exciting. This, I don't know what's happened. That should go off once engine's got full power. But it doesn't actually go off, so I was wondering if any of you guys know what to do with that. So, it'd be really helpful if you guys know. Transition altitude out of this airport is 6,000 feet, and transition QNH, standard pressure is actually 1013, so... Right, I'm going to engage the autopilot and also set IAS, which keeps me at this, I think it goes down to 1,000 feet a minute, something like that, I believe, and it just climbs all the way, whatever you want, it just climbs and climbs and climbs. So at the time, it sets the trim, and you just set the power, so I'm going to bring a bit more power. Might see the throttle moving a bit there, not too much prop RPM. Should have set the timer. Whoops. Yeah, just a whoops would be fine. So everything's looking good for now. We can go to a wing view. You guys might not know I had a wing view. I've got loads of wing views. I got this one, I got this one, I got that one. That's it really. If you go to this view actually, you can actually see no smoking and fasten seatbelt signs are on the seats here. There's the cockpit. Let's jump back into it actually. Let's keep climbing. There's the Battersea power station. Well, it's not really a power station anymore. It's taken away. The lag is unreal, which is perfect. There's a city airport there. Apparently there's trees in the river. I think that's just all. Yep, let's not focus on that river. Let's go in this way and head off to pretty much where, like, over an airport apparently, or weather station. Don't know which one it is. Look, yeah, London weather station, not an airport. Heathrow is just underneath that pack of clouds. So we're meant to be. This real flight actually took off, but it was in the Q400. But we don't have that, as I said, start of the video, at 9:30. So we're a bit early. So no, it does actually like to climb at whatever I set it to. So if I bring this, if I just bring it up and try and get it to 2,000 feet a minute. No, just there. Hopefully it should just like trim itself to it and get it going. So there's transition altitude, so let's set 1013 in the just in here, like so. There's transition altitude there, and well, like every flight, I'm gonna actually set nav, and now we'll just go along with the flight plan. So nav is armed. Once it's aligned with this, it's gonna go. I think it's like nav. I don't know what it says, but it's something. It's something. I know that it says something in this box here. I think it goes green. Oh yeah. So like every flight, literally every flight I do, I have some cinematics of this beautiful Aerosoft Twin Otter X extended, also known as the DHC6. Yeah. Got some clouds around here at the moment. This London scenery is amazing. It's beautiful to see London from here. And I'm getting around, I don't know what FPS. I should actually activate the FPS on my NVIDIA Shadow Play. I might activate it after the cinematics and you might be able to see. But it's pretty solid. I would say about 20. But that's because of like all the Heathrow I've got down here and everything. So, and Stansted, Gatwick, and yeah, Luton. Yeah, a lot of airports here. Yeah, so like every flight, I'm gonna cut to cinematics. See you. Well, maybe in this flight, I'm gonna do before the descent. I'm gonna stop before the descent for you guys, because it won't be that long into Cardiff. So what I'll do, well, see you later and goodbye. Hey guys, welcome back. We're just starting the descent, so what I want to do is just trim this so we get a steady about 1,000 feet descent rate, and we also bring the power down just a bit, just a tad, so we don't get any overspeed. Slow down quite a bit as well, and there it is. That is around about 1,000 feet per minute descent rate. And transitioning into EGFF Cardiff is 6,000 feet. So we'll set this down to our transitioning on the star, which is dear. No, don't worry. Let's just set it down to like 1,500, so 2,000, let's say. And what we can do over here, we can go and actually program the approach. So we're going to set this approach ILS. What is the approach today? 12. So it's 12. That's fine. And we'll be CDF today. And we're going to load it. And that's got everything in the flight plan. So, I don't think we can see what we've already done. Just click this button out. Yeah, it's alright. We're landing on runway 12. So, yeah, it's gonna be fine. I'm gonna be able to turn it, gonna go down to Cardiff, probably go over it and turn around to clear this message as well. And there's another one. And that's it. Yeah. So we can that. And another one. I just entered a new airspace. It's brilliant. Alright. Oh, doesn't that actually just clear away? Okay. So we're just slowly descending down. Done everything we need to do. Descent checklist actually. Fuel quantity selector is normal. Everything's fine. Hydraulic pressure, caution lights. Everything's looking amazing. That is just I don't know what that is. Some sort of bug. Must be. De-ice as required, and altimeters are not set because we're just going to have to wait until we get down to 6,000 feet. So, I'm going to come back to you once I get down to 6,000 feet. Goodbye. And, welcome back. Sorry, many about, go away. And, welcome back. Just past 6,000 feet. And QNH is 10112, so I'm just going to set that like so. And tick that, and that should be ticked actually, yeah. So we're just getting closer to the actual thing here. So we're going to go in and turn around. And hopefully, I had to just descend a bit faster. I wasn't really sure about stuff, so what I'm going to do is check the charts. And shows here, as we get into the runway, we should be at turnaround. It should be 2,200. So I'm going to keep it there, and hopefully we should descend a bit faster. Maybe, I'm not sure. I'm going to give it down to 2,000 feet per minute. I also need to bring the prop RPM down almost to feather. Actually no, I think we can bring up the trim actually. I was wrong. So prop RPM, back up to where it's normally should be, around about 50%, and get that 1,000 feet per minute descent rate active once again. So we're just going to probably cruise around about 2,200 feet. There's lag spike, obviously. It's just loading in Cardiff Airport, which is good. And lovely scenery here. FTX Global, Vector, and OpenLC Europe. Haven't got England, Orbex FTX England, so. So I'm going to get down to 2,200. I'm going to really get rid of that descent rate. Trim up a bit. Oh, that's too much, I think. Yeah, that's way too much. I just did the rudder trim. That is terrible. Whoops. Why is nav not armed? There we go. Oh, it's probably O, because I did the rudder trim. I don't even know which way to go now. Yeah, so we get 2,200. We're going to select out, which means altitude hold. It's going to hold it at 2,200 for a while, actually. CDF, actually. I was wrong. Take that to 3,000. We should hit CDF at 3,000 feet apparently. So let me just go up and bring the IAS, which climbs the plane up. There we go. Let's bring this plane back up to 3,000 feet. Sorry about that. I just missed that bit. I was just looking at 2,200 part, and then I realised, why is that 3,000? So yeah, I saw the C just there, CDF. I saw that, but then I was like, let's check what that is. And it says 3,000. So let's go and get up to 3,000. Altitude hold it, and bring the power back down once we get up to that height. So just gonna cruise into the clouds. That is perfectly fine. So 3,000 feet's coming soon. And boom, there it is. Bring the power down. Not too much because cruising, not descending. Let's get it perfect. Just perfect, should be fine. And bring a bit more power in. 10:14 now the time is, and we took off about an hour ago. I'll say it's been an hour's flight. We've eaten up quite a bit of fuel. Not a lot, only like 4 tons maybe. I don't know, is it 4 tons? I'm not sure. Don't know what that quantity is. It pounds? Does it say pounds? Yeah, that's in pounds, so it's not 4 tons actually. And it's not times 1,000, it's times 100. So it's going to say 4 tons in these little plane. Bit confusing. Right, we should be crossing this little estuary, or mouth of the river. I don't even know what. I should know this. Amazon. No, not Amazon. This is, what the hell am I about? This is a river that we're going to be, the mouth of the river that we're going to be crossing now. Ooh. Is that dirt on the screen, or is that, no, that's part of the actual plane. Lag. Go away. Just loading in more of the airport. Is that, I can just see a little light over there. Must be part of the airport runway. It is, that's the runway over there. So I think I just descended a bit too early. I wasn't really sure. It's not like the PMDG aircrafts or like any other commercial aircrafts. It's just, you just need to guess it really. Unless there is a way, I just don't know it. Yeah, so not too long. It's going to stay at 3,000 feet as we cross the river. So once we hit pretty much above the Cardiff airport, we'll go down. Go down, is that the right word? Descend, sorry. Yeah, we'll descend down into Cardiff and land on runway 12, which will be quite, hopefully, fun. And we'll be parking on some stands, so as you can see on the, no, you can't see it, only I can see it. There is a GA apron, but it is not general aviation, so I might be parking at like 4, 5 or 6 sort of gates, if that's if I'm allowed to do that according to GSX. Oh, we don't really need to use GSX, it doesn't really work to be honest. So I'm just going to cut the video until we get to pretty much above Cardiff, and we'll start descending again. Bye. And welcome back. No, god damn it, don't cut out, okay. Welcome back, we're just over Cardiff, well soon. There it is down there, UK 2000 Cardiff. And as you can see there's a plane, right? We can zoom in on it. You're parking maybe around here, where that Thompson is, or around just this part of the airport here. And we're descending. Is that right? No. Why are you doing that? The plane does this sometimes, it just does up and down. I don't really know why. Let's go and reset this down to 2,200. So once we hit the Cardiff waypoint, we'll go down. So yeah, so when that changes, it should notify us. And once one of these lines come purple, we descend down to Cardiff. And maximum of 210 knots. Stop up and downing, whatever you call it. There we go. So undo the altitude hold and bring the power down, and that is descending us slightly, setting OBS to whatever. Oh wait, is that the wrong way? Don't know which way to descend. Yoke. Help. Okay, definitely that way. Also, actually bring the power down. Would help. Okay, got a good approach. So approach signs and landing site lights can come on now. And that's before landing checklist. So getting ready to altitude hold. Let's bring the yoke up a bit so we instead of doing the trim. And there we go, 2,200 altitude hold, and the nose should come up like so. It's just going to climb again up to that. Up to 2,200. Speed will come down. That is fine. Gonna bring in a bit more power to help that out. Zoom in a bit more on this range. Okay, that's perfect. This is Cardiff. Is there the city of Cardiff somewhere? Is that a city? I don't know. This is the weather station above. No, it's South St. Althan. Is that Cardiff? That must be Cardiff. Yeah. Or not. It's weird texturing going on there. The house in the airport, apparently. So once we spin around, we will be staying at 2,200. So as soon as we finish the spin, we'll descend down to a steady rate. And we'll be into Cardiff. Hopefully it won't be too long. Just check anything out here. So, does it tell me the distance? It's at 3 miles. I need to work out how fast it needs to descend. Nope. Might as well set the go around, which is 3,000 feet. Like so. OBS setting to blah blah blah. I don't want to do that. There's no point. Is that? No, I was going to say, is that France? And it's like, no, it's the other side of the UK. We just crossed that river. The mouth. France is that way. Can we see France? No, we cannot, because it is P3D. But it's still kind of cloudy, which means a bit of fog. So I think we're going to start our spin. I can't really see this OBS thing. Okay, thank you for saying that. Thank you for saying that. Thank you, Gian Luca Serio, for subscribing to me. Right. Yeah, turn is about to start now. I think I might have went down to 2,200 a bit too early. Because it's meant to be descending down to yeah, I should have been 2,200 now. So everything I've done today is a bit too early. In flying terms. I have to say, the takeoff was pretty good. That's actually the only takeoff I had it was good. I think that blue line there, well not I think, I know that blue line there. That is VR speed. That's and that's N1 probably. And that's overspeed. Or stall, sorry, stall, not N1. So we're starting a turn. And I'll get ready to disengage the autopilot, and we'll descend down into, well, I can hit the approach. That should spin us around. And it also descend us at a steady rate. It's just climbing because it's not an altitude hold. Well, I'm not actually in the ILS at the moment, so let me just set this altitude. Set a bit more. Let's bring that nose down. And that green line there is when we set the ILS on. Altitude hold. And it's gonna go crazy. That is perfectly fine. Not. What are you doing? Full power. Gee, what the hell? And we've actually, okay, autopilot disengage. We've overshot on the. Okay, what the hell just happened there? We overshot on the turn, I think. I can't really see it. So let's go to view. Can we trim down a bit? Nice. Stay on nav. I'll take control on this descending and landing rate. What? Don't know why I just took off like that. Jesus. If any of you like Christian or anything, I'm sorry, I'm saying Jesus. I'm just atheist. Like, I don't really, unlike other people. Right, I'm going to set the trim to full power as this approach, and bring the power a bit. And I think I got up. Yeah, there's Cardiff Airport in sight. I'm going to start the approach soon. So let's go and do before landing checklist. So nose wheel steering is centered. I've got nothing on it. Yaw damper will come off now, and flaps will be set soon, and propeller levers will be full forward. So flaps 10, 2, 3, and 4, and the approach. We get trim in motion now, apparently. So the approach should start. It's not climbing or anything. Okay, that's the reason. So there's 40. We should bring a bit more power, as I just looked at my speed and went, oh my gosh. Okay, there's nose diving apparently. That's what I want to do. Okay, it's coming up again. And it's probably gonna climb and then descend and climb and descend, because that's how this plane operates. So, well, I can speak then. Wait, landing lights are on, right? Yeah. Flaps are set, and also the propeller levers are full forward. After landing checklist is next. If this plane does not descend, I'm not going to be very happy, because at the moment it is climbing. Right, disengage that. I'm going to keep that operated, just to have it on, just on my flight director. I'm just going to start descending now, because I don't really trust it. Flaps all the way down, pneumatic low pressure, that's fine. Well, it's not fine, but it's not actually low pressure. It might be because I've turned off my failures. I'm not sure. I doubt that'd be the problem, to be honest. And we come to the left a bit. And just... This plane does like to land a bit slow, so I'm going to start descending now. It might want, like, the actual approach, it might actually want it to descend quite steep like this. which I probably think so. Because this plane's quite small, I'm not really used to it, I'm not sure how it works and operates. Some power lines there. Just literally only those 3 or 4 I don't really properly see. And there's loads bunched up there and there, which is just perfect. Lots of bouncing around everywhere. Nose plummeting. That's what the passenger's seeing at the moment. The runway length, actually, we should go and check, which is 2354. So that's 2,354 meters long. No, a bit less power. I don't actually see the papillae. This might be a glitch. It might not be. Let's really get down low here and start to bring up the nose when we get closer. FPS is a lot better down here at Cardiff than it was in London, because how many airports have got there and how big Heathrow is, and it's not quite so good FPS friendly. Right, landing. Because minimums I think was 800 feet. I think it said on the charts. Let's keep it descending. Yeah, I think yeah, the autopilot. I think I did a pretty good descend. Right, nose up a bit now. And let's get this slow descent down into the runway. Bit more speed in the engines there. Don't want to lose too much speed that we just literally plummet. There we go, touchdown, full reverse. And that's fine for now, there we go. Landing is done. So we're going to come off at Delta, we just missed Echo there. That was a successful flight. I tried to do this flight before and I had Bristol, like a freeware Bristol scenery. And that crashed us in. I didn't know it was crashing it, then I realised it was. So, flaps can come up. And so here we go, here's Delta. Let's try not to tip the plane over as we taxi so fast. Lead air, left, right, off. Landing lights can come off. Strobe lights can also come off. Shut up here. There we go. Strobe lights are off. Transponder can come off. Like that. And trim, reset for takeoff. Beautiful. Let's just like go through here. Gate. I want to go to gate 1, 2, or 3. 3 is available soon. What? God. 13 was 13. That's a GA. Okay. Gate 13 it is. No. I want to be served by Menzies. Alright. A bit more power into the engines here. I've learned how to taxi. I think. Maybe. I'm not really sure. No, not that way. That's Delta again. Down here, Thompson, 757 maybe. There's another FlyBe Q400. That's the plane that we should have been flying, but we went into this plane. So cute. We should actually. What we could do. Tax light can come on. We've got a little tax light down there. Next, I think, is the shutdown checklist. Stop doing that. Yeah. That'll be everything there. GS6 should pop up soon. We're going to be taxiing down. Taxiing Wiggly, I should say. Down here. There's gate 11. And GS6 said they'll be at gate 14, 13, I can't remember. Where are they? I think that's them now. There they are. 13, I believe that is now. Feather the props. Not. Bad idea. Oh yeah, gate 13. Perfect. So swing it around. And next video might be the reserve flight. I'm not sure. It might have to. Might as well do the Heathrow back to Miami, because I did try to record that and it crashed. And I've got no more crashes now that Bristol is deactivated. So I doubt even Bristol might have done it, but took off from Heathrow, went over Bristol. So could have been Bristol. Could have been. Or just an overload of sceneries that I got. But Bristol definitely did crash the sim anyway. Just try and get some good parking with this really hard taxi plane. Right, I think this is fine. Just stop here, GSX. Parking brake is set. And you need to stop the engines. Right, that's fine. So what we're going to do, chop everything off. DC master come off, external, no, DC master somewhere. DC master can stay on, but we go to external instead of battery. Which means everything can stay on. We're going to turn off position and anti-light. No, position can stay on. And fasten seatbelts can go off. Taxi light can go off. Well, hope you enjoyed the flight. GSX is still there. Thank you. Goodbye. Yeah, so I hope you enjoyed the flight today. It was alright. A bit too short. Oh, yeah, a bit too short, yeah. Just bowed to me, I think. Yeah, so I hope you enjoyed the flight in a different aircraft than normal. Not really commercial. This is going to go into the... I wouldn't really say this is commercial. I'm going to say general aviation. Because we did park at the general aviation stand. It is technically... It is a commercial aircraft. You'll find out. You'll see what playlist it goes into. Yeah. So hope you enjoy the flight. And see you in the next one. Goodbye.